while my fathers, I said, would honor every human being's right to exist and to live in safe environments, he would challenge any kind of militaristic approach. I mean, he told us that, war, is not the answer. What's happening to the people, over in Gaza? The diminishing of that population of people. It's concerning. Somebody has to speak up for those that are no longer here and the ones that are still under that, constant violence. What kind of world is this? That this is okay. It's not okay. It is not okay. And we need to have the courage, the strength, tenacity, and the moral will. It's not our military might, it's our moral will that's important in this hour as a nation. We're supposed to lead from a moral high plane, and that's what Daddy was calling for in Vietnam, and that's what I'm saying here in this nation. We need the moral high ground because we are losing it.
In taking your position in the Vietnam War, you're giving bigots the opportunity to succeed in labeling all Negroes un-American and unpatriotic, and therefore are undermining the majority of white America's willingness to help in our fight for freedom.
Dr. King would not support the taking of lives because other lives have been taken. That's just not who he was. And so, retaliatory violence for Dr. King is not the way, even in war. As my brothers and sisters are gathering in D.C. next week, I think that's on the 13th of January, their right to protest is important. And what they are protesting about is important. We don't need to miss that.
First, we want President Biden to finally, at long last, demand and secure a ceasefire, an end to the violence, the freedom of hostages in Gaza, political prisoners in Israel, and also an end to the violence in the West Bank. As an African-American civil rights attorney who grew up inspired by the stories of what Dr. King not only did during the civil rights movement, but also his opposition to the Vietnam War, I personally, and I think we as a community and our supporters are certainly thinking about his legacy as we gather this weekend. Right now, in our time, everyone recognizes the Vietnam War was a mistake and that thousands of people died unnecessarily, including many American soldiers. But at the time, Dr. King was vilified for daring to speak up against Vietnam. He was considered and called un-American, a traitor. Even the political establishment shunned him. It may take, a few more years for everyone to start saying, oh, yes, of course, what happened in Gaza was wrong, and we should celebrate those who opposed it. But right now, in the moment, that's not what is happening. And so I think we remember that Dr. King, his position on Vietnam was not popular at the time that he expressed it, right? It was not popular, but he did the right thing. And now people recognize that he was right. And so I think we keep that in mind as well as we speak up about what's happening to Palestinians.